Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another episode of Conan Exiles. Today in this video, folks, I'm going to carry on with building up my castle. Now before I do get into the building part itself, I'm just going to kind of show you around. Since the last episode off camera, of course, I've done some stuff to the castle. I was going to call it channel G. But as you can see right here, this is the so-called living quarters for the castle. And as you can see, we've got a bed here. We've got all the stuff that would make this a nice place for a empress or queen or king or emperor to live. So basically, as you can see, we've got some chests, we've got a bed, we've got some nice pictures up the wall, some nice ornamental stuff, a nice desk. We've got some stuff on the desk. Of course, we've got drinks and stuff like that. So that's a door right there that takes us to the lower level. I'll show you that in a bit. I'm going to show you around. So we've got loads of storage space. Now, of course, I wanted to use stuff that would fit a castle, if that makes sense. I didn't want to... So I'm trying to combine purpose with use as well. I don't want to place a vault or anything silly like that because it would just have no room in a living quarter, so to speak. Not unless I did something completely and entirely different. And over here we got like a little crafting area so we can get stuff crafted for breaking thralls. This, I don't know if I showed it off in the last video, so I'll show it off now. This would be the kitchen right here. We've got some refrigerators, we've got some cooking stations. Of course, they kind of do the same thing, but I just thought it would look nice. It would look like a kitchen. We've got like a little well there, so obviously when you cook you need loads of water and all that. How they get the water into the well, I don't know. It just, yeah, just go with it, yeah. Obviously we need some light, and this will be the main dining room. Now, since the previous episode, I've done some work here, and as you can see, I have put some chairs down, put loads of plates, loads of things to drink out of. So the table's more or less set for the guests when they're due to arrive. I just thought it looked nice, and so that's pretty much it for this level. This is basically where I guess I'll spend my time, where I'll log out. Now, this way up here, we go to the roof. Of course, we're going to have to shut the doors to actually get past them because I didn't actually think that one through very much. But it works, that's fine, it doesn't bother me. It is what it is. I'm happy with it. It could be worse. So, down this way, of course, brings us to the middle floor. Nothing here. I still have to figure out a purpose for this. This could potentially be, I don't know, guest room, maybe, or several guest rooms, who knows, why not. So that's kind of it for this right here. And then, you know how I said I was going to do a trophy room? Well, that is a thing, so let me show you through. We'll start from here. So this is basically the entrance from the throne room. You walk this way. This is the trophy room. Now there's some stuff down there on both wings, but I'll show you them later. So we've got some trophies that I've put about. I've tried to make it nice, if that makes sense. So I've used the flower pots to kind of give it that extra prettiness. And so these are things that you end up fighting in the game, and I just use them as a thing to place down around. And try and keep it nice and spaced out. Make sure there's plenty of room. I don't like it when it gets too claustrophobic, so I guess that's one of the things I am personally trying to avoid in the game. Now let's go on to this side right here. We've got a little storage area, because why not? And we do want to make it look nice and tidy, so I did try and keep a pattern going. And over here we have, I guess you could call this another storage room, but this is more like a depot area where we store food and stuff like that. So provisions and all that sort of stuff that one would need to store in a giant castle. So that's kind of it for this area. I still need to sort out the middle floor. Once I figure out what I'm going to do with that and how I'm going to section that one off, I will of course showcase it. And right at the end, of course, I will do an entire showcasing video for the whole castle. But this is the castle, so to speak. speak. We still need to figure out something for that silly Billy roof that is so annoying. I need to find a way of making it work. The one thing I don't really like about building in Conan Exiles is that it's buggy. So for this episode, I think I'm going to sort out the courtyard. We'll do this, and then we'll do this section right here. So I think I'm going to start with trying to set up a roof. Now I do have the map room, and I do, well, that is quite huge. And then obviously we want to do something down here for now. I will of course get on with building a roof. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go with it. I have several ideas in mind. We'll see which one works depending on, I guess, which one is less buggy. We'll find that out. I do want to give it some design, if that makes sense. I don't want to just put a roof. So I've got several concepts. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to go for as of yet. Of course, looks do need to be kept up, and I think maybe in the next episode I'll build the next towers as well, because I do, as I said, want to have several towers. Of course, I do want to keep them functional. That is quite important. We do want functional towers. So I'm just going to tidy up in my inventory and then get some items so that we can continue or start building up the roof. Now I kind of want to try and build it on 2 levels if I can. It depends on, I guess, how the game allows me to build, and hopefully we don't bump into too many bugs. So the way I'm going to go about building up this castle, which is actually going to be more like a fortress, to be fairly honest. So that's what I'm going for. I want to set up the castle at the top, then at the bottom I will do the little, I suppose, village area, if you want to call it that, I guess. But this is basically, I think I'm going to go for a citadel, if that makes sense. Or a fortified, no, see, it's not fortified. Well, it is a fortified castle, but this by the size of it will end up being more or less a citadel, which is why, you know, why not? I've got time, might as well build it. Hopefully I don't rage with the building mechanics. I do remember when I built, and I didn't mention it in the video, but when I built the castle and played around with the roof and realized things weren't going the way I expected them to, and I didn't understand, still don't understand why it didn't want to work. I did kinda sort of start to rage a bit because it just didn't make any sense to me. Now if anybody knows why that was a thing, yeah, let me know. I would definitely like to know how the building mechanics in this game actually works, because sometimes things don't want to apply in certain areas where, by my logic, it should. Is basically building in this game can be very buggy. The one really good thing, well, actually there's quite a few good things about building in Conan Exiles. One of them is the fact that they have the wedges, which allows you to use lots of shapes and build lots of shapes in the game. Major benefit, which Ark does not have. And then the other one is the collision with the terrain. It basically allows you to build within the terrain, so on very steep cliffs you can build some really interesting structures, which again Ark doesn't have and lacks because of it. So like I think with the Ark foundations, the clipping is very minimal, if that makes sense. Probably did not express myself appropriately, but basically what I'm saying is you can't really sink foundations into the terrain as well as you can in Conan Exiles, and so sometimes you have to pillar stuff down and it looks well dodgy, and when you try and place down walls to kind of cover the pillars, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with pillaring stuff down to build a flat surface for the base. What I do have an issue with is not being able to cover the looks of that. So, you know, like for example, the walls won't go too much into the terrain, so you can't really cover that up, and it just looks like it's got gaps between the base, or the base of the base, if that makes sense, and the terrain that it's on. I don't mind the fact that there isn't flat terrain and Ark Survival Evolved. It's just, it's annoying when you basically end up having to build a base on stilts, if that makes sense. I kind of like to make them look as if they are built and part of the terrain. So that's one of my little, let's call it obsessions, if you will. So I'm going to try and keep a nice pattern for the roof. It's quite important because when you look, or when I look at the roof, I want to make sure that all of the like little beams on the ceilings go in the same direction. It will so wind me up if they don't. Yeah, it's one of the things I like to do in this game. So I'm very specific on how things are going to look. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to go. I reckon I'm going to bump into several problems just because of how large this room is. And I do want to enclose the map room. So that is something I want to do. I don't know if you can in the game, but I am going to try my darn best to do that. Simply because I just think something like that, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nobody else that's going to be playing with me. This is strictly single player, and if I do ever open up a server, I guess because of the amount of time that I will probably have spent building the space, I will probably move my save files to the server. So that is totally going to be a thing. As it currently stands, I'm just happy with doing it in single player. I mean, I'm going in between so many games, and I guess I'm so busy that I really do struggle to manage a server. And I do have 3 Ark servers, so it's, yeah, it's hard work. Oh, that's not what I wanted to put down. We don't want to put any refrigerators. We want to keep things I don't know. I might have to find some uses for those refrigerators. Do you know, I could have done a kind of like a pantry room, a giant pantry room in the castle. I feel like that totally could be a thing. And the castle is far from done on the inside, so I still need to put stuff around in the main throne room that still needs more ornamental items. Then underneath the castle, I still have I suppose the royal vault room, if you want to call it that, that needs to be done. And I have the crafting station that I need to sort out. Now, it won't let me finish off the ceiling, the roof. So I'm going to try and do a little something here. I kind of thought that'd be the case, but I did think of a possibility here. So we'll see how this works. And I'm going to go with this, kind of like that. I don't know how wide I need to go. That's the issue. So I'll leave it at that. We'll do a little, like, walkway here, because I did say I want 2 levels. I think we'll do that, and then we'll go 2 out of the wall inwards, all the way around. And maybe this could be like a storage area or something, like a little balcony. It really depends on how the building goes in Conan Exiles, if I'm honest. It does sometimes tend to have a mind of its own, which kind of annoys me because I don't understand how it works most often. But I will cut out here, and I'll see you guys later on. This is probably going to take a while for me to do, and it can be boring. I do want to show you guys some progress. So here I am with the build currently. This is where I'm stuck. Yeah, it won't let me build there. I've tried putting another layer of foundations on the outside, out of the principle that the foundations tend to have more of a support role. That didn't help out. Obviously, I want to put a roof here on top of this, but I can't place that stupid silly ceiling. So I don't know how I'm gonna go about this yet. I've been struggling with this for quite some time right now. I mean, ideally I just want to keep this one level of off the roof, basically. So basically where those pillars are, the two tall pillars, that's what I want to remove. That would have just been, the thing on top of that would have just been a supporting structure of sorts, but I can't close it off. Problematic. Very problematic. I mean, this kind of looks alright. I kind of like it. I'm not really sure what to do about it. I've tried different variations with the walls here. See, the idea is you come in here and you got this little like chapel area sort of thing, which I think would look pretty cool. We're gonna have some dangling lights, and I think this would definitely be so cool, especially for a map room. And this could be like a little balcony going around so you can see it from the top. But again, problems. So I'm going to have to try out different things. I'm going to have to try and figure out how to work around this. Like, I think I know a solution. I've tried many things. So I think I'll have to pick up the map room and move it elsewhere. The problem is, I could put the map room somewhere in the open. I don't want to do that though. I am stubborn and refuse to do that. I set out with the idea and concept of enclosing the map room. That's what I'm going to stick with. That's what I want to do. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. That's the problem. I mean, see, it's only 2 ceilings that I'm off by. Like, only 2 ceilings. So I feel like that can be done. I just need to find a way of doing it. I mean, this would look so cool if this was a thing. It would definitely fit with the rest of the castle's theme. Yes, problems. How am I gonna do this? See, I'm gonna go with this right now. Now I wonder if I have the ceiling and I place down the walls, if they act like a supporting structure. I guess I'll give that a go and play around with it, see what I can do. See, let's see if that works. Nope. No, it does not want to do it for me. Oh, that sucks. That's bad. See, it allows me to do it down here. Why down here and not up there? What's the difference? I don't get it. So it snaps down there in the area that I want it, but I want it several walls high. It's like really random where it lets me snap sometimes. I don't actually get how the freaking mechanics in this game work. Like, this is so annoying. What is the problem? Why is that a problem? Like, why? Oof. I wish somebody would explain to me the building mechanics in this game. Because I don't want... For one, I don't get it. Okay. So, why is it doing this? Oh, this is so frustrating. Oh. Just why? Why Conan Exiles? Why? See, it's not telling me I can't place... Or it's not giving me the red shading to tell me that I can't place it down, but it won't snap. Right, well, I'll figure this one out. It might take me some time, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I am now currently in the courtyard, which I am populating. I can tell you that I've managed to finally sort that silly Billy roof out. Very annoying, like super annoying. I almost ended up in a situation where, again, I ended up rage quitting. It seems to be the roofs in this game that do it for me. They are derpy as heck. So currently I'm doing the courtyard. I am looking for things to spruce it up and make it feel like a royal courtyard. Probably not going to be the finished product as of yet. I might get some ideas later on and go with that, but I'm just going to go with a very how am I going to word this, very general look. There's definitely going to be changes taking place. I can put 2 of these statues here just to fill the space, and I think and feel as if they would fit. Don't worry, guys. I'll give you a tour of what I've done. It may not look like I've done a lot, if I'm honest, right? But trust you me, it's taken me a lot of hours of trying to figure out how bloody building works in Conan Exiles. It's not as straightforward as you would think, especially if you set out with a plan in mind and you have a design, and then you know, in theory, on paper, it should work, but when you end up trying to do it, it doesn't work because something doesn't work. So that's kind of the situation I've had to deal with. Of course, as I said, the courtyard is still not yet finished because we still need to set up the what am I going to call it, the defensive part of the wall. So basically where your archers would be standing and how they access that. So that is something I'm still going to have to look at. That'll add more detail to the courtyard itself. So of course that's another layer. I mean, that's probably going to link up with the kill hole and the roof of the map room, if that makes sense. I still need to figure a way out to get access to the roof of the map room. So this over here will be like a little, I don't know, like whenever I want to say in my role-playing imaginary mind want to spend out here, might as well have some refreshments and foods and snacks and all that wonderful stuff. And so this is kind of like the courtyard. It's okay, I just need a couple of more things. I just don't know what couple of more things to put up. And this will be the kill hole right here. I'm gonna kind of show you around. So this is what it looks like. I think it looks pretty okay. I'm happy with it. Do bear in mind there will be some towers coming up. I'll probably do that in the next episode and continue adding some more ornamental pieces out here in the courtyard, maybe inside the map room as well. That still needs a bit of work around that department, but this is where we're at, and at night it looks pretty darn cool. I actually like it. I'm probably going to wish for night to be more often just because how cool it looks. I might change around certain walls and replace the walls with some windows, obviously not the outer walls, but this is where we are. We got a throne room right there. We're gonna have some guards. Obviously they need protecting. Okay, that's a bit of a problem right there. I thought that was level with the throne, but apparently not. I'll sort that out after I finish with the video. It's a case of picking it up and putting it back down. This is where we are with the little staircase going up there, and check that out. I managed to fit a dragon's head on top of the door, so that is pretty neat. Got a fountain out here. We got a little drumming kit, so obviously you know, royalty do like to listen to music, so why not? We got some instruments right there, and this is like a little royal bar, snack bar, whatever you want to call it, you know, stuff like that. Refreshments bar. It's really up to you. You guys decide what you want to call it. I'll go with that. Over here we have the roof of the map room with no access to it because I've not thought about that yet. But this is where we're at. So obviously flat roof because I could not finish it off, but I'm happy with it. It doesn't bother me too much. I ended up finding a way around it, and the solution was I placed the wheel of pain up at the top. We got some cages here, so this is where we break our thralls. And this is what I was going for, like a little chapel area sort of thing. I'll show you what that door does. Actually, I'll show you now. This is a little empty section here, and this is where I was thinking of placing some windows. I feel like that would be a good thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with this area yet, but I could definitely use that for something. And up here we have, I guess, the exit to the balcony, so I could probably place the stairs from there going up to the roof. That could totally be a thing. I got some storage boxes right here. This is a little balcony where we can oversee the breaking of our thralls. I'll maybe place a throne here as well. just for when I want to sit and watch my thralls being broken. You know, I am a warlord, so to speak. Down here, check this out. I'm so happy with it. I managed to fit the freaking map room in an enclosed space. So maybe another thing I should do is move the lights slightly down and place another level. That could totally be a thing. I might do that. I don't know what I'd do with the level. Although I could leave it as is and just have a giant room for the map room, because why not? I could potentially build a war room, so to speak, with like a round table, if that makes sense. That could totally be a thing. That might work. Like a nice round table. So slowly and steadily, my castle is gaining shape. Just imagine that all the corners here will have a tower attached to them. So a few more towers to come, and I think that's what I'll focus on in the next episode. I think it's starting to look amazing. It's looking far better than my previous castle. There's lots more to do. And with that being said and done, that is pretty much it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.